Not all men in the U.S. population are tested. Only the men who have a reasonable doubt. And from that reasonable doubt of men, only about...
So I'm not with nobody, because I don't want to hurt nobody. Did it over text, didn't call me. Still got love for your mommy. I know you want to be somebody, even if you got to leave somebody.
So this is Marlene Zuck, College of Biological Sciences. She is a Regents professor, associate dean for the faculty. She studies ecology, evolution, and behavior. So this is in regards to the real numbers of kids that are unclaimed. What are the real numbers? Zuck asserts that there are more in the 1 to 5% range, with 3.7% being the high bound figure for this study. Let's just stop there for a second. So 3.7%. So there's only about a 3.7% difference, or 1 to 5, of women who don't know who the father of their children is. This varies by culture, Black, white, Asian, and the socioeconomic group, and the segment of the population being surveyed. Studies which rely on a data set consisting of men who have requested paternity tests are strongly sample biased towards those who have a reason to have suspicions. So basically what that means is not all men in the U.S. population are tested. Only the men who have a reasonable doubt. And from that reasonable doubt of men, only about 3.7% of those men have figured out that the children are not theirs. Let's go a little further, because I know there was a number of 30% coming from. 30% of men don't know who the children are. No, that's actually untrue. This is often a misunderstood statistic provided by some paternity test labs regarding the percentage paternity tests with a not the father result. Most paternity test labs report that about 1/3 of their paternity tests have a negative result. Of all the possible fathers who take paternity tests, about 32% are not the biological father. But remember, this is 1/3 of the men who have a reason to take a paternity test, not 1/3 of all men. That is a huge difference. So that is where I've seen a lot of men getting that number mixed up. They say 30% of men don't know who the father is. That's actually untrue. It's only 30% of the men who had a reasonable doubt that the kid may not be theirs. And that small percentage represent 3.71 or 1.5% of the total population. So does that make sense? That's where a lot of people get that 30% from. It's only 30% of the men who have a reason to get tested. So when large numbers of families are surveyed for such research, a certain proportion of fathers turn out not to have the gene that their purported child inherited, thus yielding the non-paternity figures of 1 to 3.7%. Higher numbers, particularly the often cited 10%, seem to come from more biased samples, or more likely simply turn out to be an urban legend aching to cell phones being able to pop popcorn. So she was kind of laughing at the higher numbers because she did the research, and that's what she does for her job. So if you hear anybody say anything about 10%, 30%, it's untrue. It's actually 1 to 5%. The number that she landed on is 3.7%. So 3.7% of the population, the U.S. population, really doesn't know who the children's father is. And it actually looks bad on women. How the hell you don't know who your kid's father is? So yeah, hopefully that clears that up. Go ahead and make sure you click that link, get you some Teach Hanley, and support the Medium Man YouTube channel, and also support Teach Hanley.